Welcome to my channel, great viewers. Sit down, let us enjoy today's story. Don't forget subscribe and give the video a thumbs up.
In a certain village, there lived a woman so beautiful that people could not stop talking about her. But behind that beauty was a heart full of pride and cruelty. She laughed at mothers. She mocked newborn babies. She destroyed homes with her words. And then one day, life answered her in a way she never expected. This is the story of Rebecca, the woman who mocked ugly babies, until she gave birth to one. Rebecca was known throughout the village for her beauty. Her skin glowed beautifully in the sun. Her eyes were bright. Her face was admired by everyone. Whenever she walked through the village, people turned to look at her. Some praised her beauty. Some envied her. But everyone knew her name. Sadly, Rebecca's beauty was only on the outside. Inside, she was proud, heartless, and cruel. She especially loved mocking mothers who had just given birth.
Look at what they have been giving birth to.
Anytime a baby was born in the village, Rebecca would hurry to see the child, not because she cared, not because she wanted to celebrate with the family, but because she wanted to laugh, she wanted to judge, she wanted to insult. One day, Rebecca went into a small hut where a young woman had just delivered her baby. The mother was smiling with joy, holding her newborn close to her chest, but the moment Rebecca saw the baby, she burst into loud laughter. "Oh, what kind of baby is this?" she said mockingly. "So ugly." At once, the mother's smile disappeared. The room became silent. The villagers standing nearby lowered their heads in sadness. But Rebecca didn't care. To her, it was entertainment. Parents' warning. That evening, when Rebecca returned home, her parents spoke to her. Her mother looked at her with deep concern and said, "My daughter, please stop mocking people. Words can wound deeper than knives." Her father also warned her. "Rebecca, life has a way of teaching lessons. Be careful how you treat others." But Rebecca only rolled her eyes. "You worry too much," she said. "I'm only telling the truth. If a baby is ugly, it is ugly." Her parents said nothing more. But in their hearts, they were afraid. They knew pride never goes unpunished. The friend she destroyed. Some time later, Rebecca's own best friend gave birth. Rebecca was excited. She smiled as she made her way to visit her, thinking to herself, "This child must be beautiful." But the moment she entered the room and saw the baby, her face changed. Then she screamed. "My friend," she shouted. "Are you sure you gave birth to this thing?" The whole room froze in shock. Her friend stared at her in disbelief. But Rebecca continued. "This baby is very ugly. I thought someone as beautiful as you would give birth to a beautiful child." Tears immediately filled her friend's eyes. But Rebecca was not done.
He looks like an old
"You see why I
potato.
told you to marry a handsome man?"
You see why you should marry a
she said
handsome man?
coldly. "Because your husband is ugly, your child took after him." Her friend began to cry. Still, Rebecca continued stabbing her with words. "If you had married a handsome man, your child would look like you." Those words pierced deeply into her friend's heart. She cried bitterly. And from that day on, something inside her changed. Days passed. Then weeks. Her friend stopped smiling. She stopped caring for herself. Even her marriage began to break under the pain of Rebecca's cruel words. And Rebecca? She simply moved on with her life as if nothing had happened. Rebecca gets married. Years passed, and Rebecca finally got married. Her husband was tall, handsome, and admired by many. To Rebecca, he was perfect. And when she became pregnant, her pride grew even more. She walked around the village like a queen. She would say loudly to anyone who cared to listen, "As for me, I will never give birth to a monkey like some of you." The villagers heard her. But no one answered. Some shook their heads. Some whispered. Others just watched quietly. Rebecca didn't notice. She was too busy admiring herself and dreaming of the beautiful baby she believed she deserved. My child, she would boast, will be the most beautiful baby this village has ever seen. The day everything changed. Then the day of delivery came. Rebecca labored for many hours. She screamed in pain. The women around her did everything they could to help. At last, the baby was born. But the room became strangely quiet. Nobody smiled. Nobody congratulated her. Rebecca, weak and exhausted, stretched out her arms and said, "Let me see my baby." The midwife hesitated. Rebecca frowned. "Give me my child," she demanded. Slowly, the baby was placed in her arms. Rebecca looked down, and her entire world collapsed. The child was not beautiful. In fact, the baby had the same kind of features she had mocked in others for years. Rebecca's hands began to shake. No. No, this cannot be. Her husband stepped forward and looked at the child. The moment he saw the baby, he collapsed to the ground in shock. Shame and isolation. News spread quickly through the village. People whispered from house to house. Isn't she the one who used to mock other mothers? Now she has seen it for herself. Rebecca could not bear the shame. She locked herself indoors. She stopped talking to people. She stopped going outside. Every time the baby cried, it reminded her of all the pain she had caused. And slowly, a terrible darkness entered her heart. The first attempt. One night, when everyone was asleep, Rebecca picked up the baby and carried the child deep into the forest. Her heart was beating fast. Her hands trembled. Tears rolled down her face as she placed the baby on the ground. "I can't do this," she whispered. "I can't live with this shame." Then she turned and ran. She ran through the dark trees. She ran all the way home. But when she entered her house, she froze. The baby was there, crying. Rebecca's blood ran cold. "How is this possible?" she whispered. The second attempt. Terrified but still determined, Rebecca tried again another night. This time, she carried the child to the riverbank. The river flowed strongly in the darkness. Rebecca placed the baby there and ran faster than before. She did not stop until she reached home. But once again, the baby was already there. Alive. Crying. Waiting. Rebecca screamed in horror. "What is happening to me?" The voice in the night. That same night, as fear filled the room, a mysterious voice spoke. "This child is not ordinary." Rebecca trembled. "Who is there?" she cried. The voice answered. "This child was sent to you." Rebecca fell to her knees. "Why?" she asked, shaking. And the voice replied. "To teach you." Rebecca wept. The voice continued. "You mocked mothers. You broke hearts. You destroyed homes with your words. Now you will understand the pain you gave to others." Rebecca could not speak. Everything came rushing back. Every insult. Every laugh. Every tear she had caused. For the first time in her life, she truly saw herself. Rebecca broke down completely. She lifted the baby gently into her arms. The child cried softly. And this time, Rebecca held the child close to her chest. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I am so sorry." From that moment, Rebecca began to change. The woman who once laughed at mothers became a mother full of tenderness. The woman who once mocked children began to protect them. The woman who once used her words to destroy started using them to heal. But change was not easy. The village did not trust her immediately. People remembered too well what she had done. When Rebecca walked past them carrying her child, many looked away. Some refused to greet her. And for the first time, Rebecca felt the same rejection she had once caused others to feel. It hurt deeply. But she accepted it. Because now she understood. Asking for forgiveness. One day, Rebecca gathered the courage to visit the friend she had hurt the most. She stood at her doorway with tears in her eyes. When the door opened, Rebecca fell to her knees. "I am sorry," she cried. "I destroyed your peace. I wounded your heart. Please forgive me." Her friend stood silently for a long moment. Then she said softly, "You cannot erase the past, Rebecca. But you can choose what kind of woman you will be from today." Rebecca wept even harder. Those words stayed with her forever. A new Rebecca. From that day on, Rebecca became a different woman. She cared for her child with all her heart. She visited sick mothers. She comforted women in pain. She defended children from mockery. And whenever a baby was born in the village, Rebecca was one of the first to arrive. Not with laughter, but with gifts, kindness, and prayers. Slowly, the people began to see the change in her. Slowly, the village began to forgive. Years later, Rebecca was no longer known as the most beautiful woman in the village. Instead, she became known as the kindest. And in the end, she learned the greatest lesson of all. True beauty is not found in the face. True beauty is found in the heart. Ending/moral. Be careful how you speak to others. Because the pain you give may one day return to teach you. Mockery can destroy lives. Cruel words can break hearts. But humility, kindness, and repentance can rebuild what pride once destroyed. And that is the story of Rebecca. The woman who mocked ugly baby. Until life made her feel the pain she once gave to others. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone, and subscribe for more powerful life-changing stories. And remember, no matter how beautiful a person looks on the outside, without kindness in the heart, that beauty means nothing. Thank you all for watching.